show that on stream. And go here. There we go. All right. So you guys probably can't see everything that I'm doing, but basically what I am doing is making sure that I get this all put together just right. I've put together quite a few VW engines in my life, but mostly I've done Porsche. I've done more Porsche motors than VW motors, to be honest. And so this is well, it's not a new experience. It's certainly one that I'm taking a lot of care with because, well, to be honest, I don't want to goof it up. So, we're trying to do the best I can here. Don't know that we actually have anybody in the chat tonight or even watching at all, and that's fine. If we don't get people in shortly, I'll go ahead and turn her off. But the goal tonight, or rather the goal for this little adventure, is really to have a record, if you will, of this engine getting built. To that end, I've got a couple of cameras, wireless microphone, and this will get a lot more interesting later. So we'll go ahead and get this done. And the thing I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just drawing this up pretty good, right? I don't actually want to put any real force on it because it needs to be torqued still. And so we don't have any issues here. So here I am, I'm putting the assembly lube on. The assembly lube, which you guys can't see me actually doing now. I'll hold that closer there. The assembly lube is Redline. Pretty much the only one that I use anymore. It's very important to me to use really good stuff. And Redline, I've had tons and tons of really, really good success with Redline over the years. I see no reason not to use it, especially when it's so readily available. Used to be I'd have to order that stuff in, and kind of goofed up there. Used to be I'd have to order all this stuff in and all of that, but now it's not a big deal. So we've got everything where it needs to be. All right. For those of you guys watching this later and are wondering, I had all the machine work done on this engine by Scott Kassler. He did a great job, zero complaints at all. And it's everything has gone together just perfectly so far. The only kind of missteps, if you want to call it that I have had been things that I probably are kind of self-induced. For example, there we go. And as I'm doing this, I'm checking for bind. For example, a lot of the parts that I thought I had, I didn't have. Because I honestly didn't check. So, yeah, that's just how that works out. So, all right, I'm going to have to double check some of this, and that's why I'm not torquing it right now. I'm just getting everything nice and put together. I have already washed the crank. I have the everything pretty well set. Just a matter of getting it all together. And this is a 2276. It's 82 millimeter stroke by 94 millimeter bore. It's a scat crank that's been modified for Great Plains. And that was originally a Steve Bennett design to go with the Force One hub. And then Art, obviously, when he took over Great Plains, it kind of became his deal. And as we see, we've got full motion on the rods. All of the rods are in good shape. Move perfectly. And it's nice. It's very nice. So what I've done is I have had all of the tangs of the bearings on this side of the crank on the bottom, and all of the well, not all of the numbers on the top. It's a little confusing because they obviously, this is a top on one side, this is a top on the other. It can be a little confusing. So now we're going to torque these rod bolts. Put this over here. And normally I would pause you guys while I did this, but I can't. All right, we've got somebody in chat. How about that? Who is in the chat? What's up, BIY? How are you doing, sir? Just doing some assembly on some cool stuff. Good to see you out there in chat. Got one whole watcher here. That's fine. Totally cool. I didn't announce this or anything. I just decided to do it. And really the part of the reason why I decided to do it this way this evening is I wasn't really, I didn't really care. I didn't really care about the attendance. I'm really just testing the proof of concept to be able to stream like this. So. And just pause a minute while I look. I've got to look up a torque setting. Looks like it's the H-beam with ARP rods is 29 pound-feet. I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Very calm. You know, I'm kind of in my element. I'm doing some engine work, and always a good time for me. So I've actually already assembled this crank for the most part. All of the hard stuff is done. And when I say the hard stuff, what I actually mean is that the gears, the timing gears that you see there, or you may not be able to see, you can't see them right now. The timing gears and the Force One prop hub, that requires a little bit of effort to make work, and so that's it. Now I will warn you, BIY, and anyone else that happens to come in the chat. I cannot actually see the chat right now because I'm over. The laptop is way over on the other side of the workbench, plugged into the cameras, and so the best I can do is peek once in a while. So, but yeah, we need 29 pound-feet on the connecting rods. And we'll just start. We'll just go in steps and torque the connecting rods up. And as I snug these down, I make sure that I don't lose the freedom of movement. There's no binding. I don't want to see any binding at all. We're going to get this out of here. So when we're doing a VW Aero engine, for anyone who might watch this later, one of the kind of important things to remember here is that this is a it's kind of a specialized engine. All right, so we got that torqued, and it is nice, and it swings freely. That is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So anyway, as I was saying, the VW Aero engine is a little unique in that it's a car engine that has been adapted for use in an airplane. And the people who did that were really pretty smart. And there's a lot of specialized pieces and a lot of ingenuity over decades. And so for some reason, there seems to be this for lack of a better word, this enthusiasm to reinvent the wheel when it comes to these engines. And I for one, I don't understand it. This is a proven, well-developed concept and a proven, well-developed format. Will it have cooling problems? Absolutely. If you do not treat it right, so to speak, yeah, absolutely, it'll have cooling problems. Why would it not? Do they have other issues? Sure. Sure, they have other issues, like any other engine. But I think the penchant for so many people who get involved with these engines to, as I said, reinvent the wheel where there's no need for it is a real problem. All right, guys, so now we have the crank all set up, ready to go. I do have the rods out of whack. And there we go. The view looks good. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, DIY. So again, this is more of a proof of concept than anything else. Right now, there's a reality here, and that reality is that I haven't really done this format before, and so getting the microphone to work. I hope the sound is good. I hope that you guys can hear what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, and see most of the things that you need to see. Obviously, I have sacrificed some things. So if you're going to use this setup, you definitely want to understand that this is, again, proven setup, but not without its foibles, if you will. And one of them is you have to do things just right. I'll change the camera view here in just a second, as I need to drop this in. And to do that, I believe I need these two. We'll find out in a second. All right, so go ahead and drop this in. All right, well, let me make a couple of small changes here. And let's see this. And where is my? Here it is. I'll let that. All right. Go ahead and switch us over to the case while I'm getting this ready to drop in. I'm glad your friend's fixing your car. DIY. This is super boring right now, but that's okay. All right, so there's a case. We're getting ready to go here. It's going to be just a minute. All right, good deal. Yep, I do enjoy engine work. It's somewhat calming for me. There we go. Good deal. Match everything back up. There we go. I'm gonna leave the flywheel on. I'm gonna try and pop it off, but it's more trouble than it's worth right now. It's an interesting thing on the Scat flywheel and the Scat crankshaft really did not want to fit together. I called Scott Kassler about it. He told me that that just seemed to be the way it worked out, and that he had no, he had no idea why it worked out that way. It just did, and that he. And he had issues himself, and so I didn't feel so bad when I had issues. So let's go ahead and see this. All right. Trouble in Paradise. Got a tight one. All right. All right, let's see what's going on here. Never a dull moment. That's good. This is good. There's no reason for this to be super tight. There we go. That could be one. Let's try it this way. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. All right. Now let's see. Gotta remember how this goes again. All right. There should be that. There's that one. And now we just have this one. All right, in, almost in, in. All right. All right, good there. Oh, that's weird. Very strange. Huh. That's very interesting. It's not, camera 2 is not actually working. Very strange. Well, it's there we go, just like that. Okay, so all the bearings are in, everything's good to go. I got to work on the second camera, I guess. So probably not a lot of people watching or anything, and that's okay. This video is probably, like I said, this is more of a test, proof of concept than anything else. And we'll gonna have some fun. But now the crank is in. You can kind of see that Force One hub there. I'll see if I can't reposition the camera a little better. And so this needs to, it's not 100% down in there, so we gotta make sure. Could be. that's good. All right. I think we're pretty good there. All right. Now we have a cam to put in. So now we got to turn the all right. So cam gear. All right, so the cam gear is all ready to go. But what we're going to do right now is we're just going to put this cam in, and we're going to make sure it clears the crank, because this is a big stroker crank, shockingly. And there we go. Just make sure it fits in there. Good. Okay. And we just need to make sure that everything clears, and it does, but man, so close. All right, good job. Good job, machine shop guy. All right. Alrighty. So what I did is I started with an AS41, a brand new case. I had that sent to Scott Kassler at Hummel Aviation Engines, and he machined the case for the 94 millimeter cylinders, or pistons and cylinders, and he did all the other cool stuff for it. And that was that has been awesome, because everything I check, which I've checked everything a couple of times now, long before I started actually assembling this thing. Everything I've checked has been spot on. And so kudos to Scott for doing an excellent job. And we're just going to put these lifters in here. There we go. And there's some, there are some people out there who do what are called Hoover mods. And you really had to do those back in the olden days because the case was, it was a 36 horsepower case. And when you start trying to run big horsepower and big cams and all of that, what you end up with is you end up with just a ridiculous amount of problems. Nobody wants that. At least I don't. So, the modern case has most, if not all, of the issues addressed that that we would be concerned about, where we would want to use that AS41 or the Hoover mods, and that is mostly the camshaft oiling. You can see this one has the double flange bearing, and it's actually double flange bearing top and bottom. It's very good, very nice, and yeah, it works out pretty good. The camshaft lobes, obviously, getting a coating of the engine assembly lube. Now, I know that there are a lot of people out there that have their own little ideas about engine assembly lube. I just use Redline. It works. It's great stuff. And I don't have to worry about trying to remember some concoction that my buddy's neighbor's kid told me that his grandpa used to make. But kind of an interesting thing and also a shame about these particular engines is that there is, to some degree, some truth to the fact that there's a lot of the talent dying out, and you end up with I don't know, for lack of a better word, you end up with a bunch of people out there that really don't have any idea how to do anything. And, whether it's, in this case, we're trying to assemble a motor, or whether we've got whether we're trying to do other things. These kids today, they don't know anything about it. They really don't. We're lucky if we can get them to, honestly, we're lucky if we can get them to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and torque these camshaft bolts down to, I think they want them at 20 foot-pounds. Which is about the limit of this size bolt. Maybe not even that much. I really don't want to break these things. Don't want to break a bolt off in a can. All right, there we go. Alrighty. So this is going in my Sonneray. Again, it's a 2276 motor. It is, for all intent and purposes, a really pretty impressive motor. I really like the way this is really looking. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I've got to go do some other things. BIY, if you're still with me, thanks for hanging out, buddy. We'll go ahead and end the stream, and you guys have a great night.
Yeah, I just answered your question. Can you tell me what epistemology means?
Epistemology is the study of the epistles.